Hello, dear folks. Welcome to the show, Jack Chow, on East West with G&E TV. As I come back from my little vacation, I noticed there is a little something even better than I left, which is the gasoline price. The moment before I took this little vacation, it was a little above $3, some $3.11, $3.9, something that range. Now it falls below. Okay, below $3 mark. So, and I kept on reading, and I found out even the more amazing stories that in some of the states, the gasoline prices have dropped down even to below $2 level. So, something good, something so good, so surprisingly good, that, questions need to be asked. What caused it? Why? Of course, we wish it goes down and down and down and down, back to the point when I first landed on this piece of free land that was 98 cents per, right? So, okay. Joining me today in the show is my good friend, our reliable source of information, Mr. Drexel Smith, and the expert of energy, and expert of nuclear energy to be more precise. And for many times, we shared his thoughts, great thoughts about energy, about namely gasoline, as versus other options in the future. But right now, we're talking about gasoline. So, Drexel, welcome, warmly welcome, especially to the eve of Christmas. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, what's wrong? What's right? What's wrong? What's up? Put it this way.
Jack, this is all about Santa Claus.
Okay.
Santa Claus is doing this just for us.
Santa Claus is doing it.
Yeah, just for a gift.
All the way from North Pole?
Yeah, all the way from the North Pole. He is blessing us with cheap gasoline.
Mm-hmm. All right, okay.
That's my best answer.
That's your best answer? Okay, all right. I know you're joking. Okay, what exactly? Besides Santa Claus?
Well, I think almost all the people that study oil and gas, all the economists in the past month point to one conclusion, and that's the basic, simple economic theory of supply-demand.
Supply-demand.
Supply-demand. There is more supply than demand on the world stage that is simply dropping the price. Now, what's interesting of this piece, part of the supply is here in the United States, where the fracking program has generated a far greater supply to where we now have a supply greater than we've had in a century. Matter of fact, we're one of the largest producers in the world today.
I see.
Because of the fracking program. And even more interesting is just recently, I'm talking about days ago, that the OPEC nations in the Middle East met and agreed to continue their rate of production. As opposed to making a decision to drop production to increase the price.
I see.
Which I think is a fascinating decision. I am not a member. I only read the results. I can only imagine what their theory is, but I think that they just wanted to maintain their current market share and didn't want to lose any. So the consequence of this is the European economy is struggling, so they're not demanding as much fuel as they have been.
All right.
Similarly, in South America. So you have now, with the United States in fracking and other nations not reducing their production,
all right,
the cost of crude is significantly lower because of an oversupply.
I see.
Okay? So that's fundamentally what's going on. There's a number of interesting pieces to this and consequences. because as the cost of crude continues to drop,
Mm-hmm.
the available money to go after the expensive fracking all of a sudden is not so attractive. The cost of fracking is more than just pumping it out of the ground.
A little question to insert. When the cost of crude is concerned, though, it costs, for example, certain labor forces or labor input to get a barrel of crude,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So that's certain. For that's fixed. How come?
Relatively.
Yeah, relatively, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How come all of a sudden you're saying that the cost of crude is reducing?
Because it's a commodity, it's supply and demand.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the labor, the everything input that needed for per
Yep.
barrel of gasoline. Oh, no, of crude.
Jack, if I misspoke if I said that. What I meant to say is the price of crude is dropping,
Yeah, all right, okay.
not the
Not
cost.
the cost of the crude, right? Okay, good.
Cost, price,
Yeah.
sometimes we
you're right.
interchange
Yeah.
those
And
terms,
in between
but they're very
is
different.
In between is the shrinking of the profit.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
I see your point.
So
I see
it's
your
the
point.
price of crude that is a commodity that's traded. I mean, people bid on the
see.
price of crude. Okay?
All right. Okay.
And as a matter of fact, futures right now, futures is when people bid on the price of a barrel in the future. The futures are even predicting a lower number, even continuing now. So
see.
at some point, as the crude continues to drop and get closer to $50 a barrel, well, the impact will be on fracking is very expensive. They can't get to that number.
Wow.
And all of a sudden now, price versus cost, Middle East is losing a lot of profit. Venezuela's economy is in trouble because of all of their debt, and they're not getting crude. Their economy, and remember, Venezuela's oil is nationalized. So the profit, if you will, goes into the government.
To the government,
right?
Yes.
Their whole government model is based on something in excess of $100 a barrel. Now sweet crude is under 60.
Yeah.
So their whole economy is now struggling as a result of this. So I think that at some point it's going to level, only because the market forces demand are going to say, I can't go any lower.
Okay.
You follow me?
I see.
You know, other
touch the floor.
well, yeah, I don't really know personally where that is. I read a little bit,
of course,
study for today's show. The recent Economist last week had an interesting article of sheiks versus shale, meaning oil out of the ground versus the U.S. fracking.
All right.
And where does the levelization happen? It's somewhere in the $50-some a barrel, to where all of a sudden fracking is no longer
That goes
valuable.
back to almost a 20 years record in history. 20 years back.
Oh, it goes back some time,
Yeah,
yeah.
some time, right?
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
I see.
Now, in addition, we have other things in our favor. Here in California, as you know, during the summer months, the warm months, we force the refineries to make a special blend.
Summer blend.
They call the summer blend, which is more expensive. So we're past the summer blend, which is a lower cost.
All right.
The crude is a lower cost. Overall demand is down, even the United States,
I see.
a little bit, as people have now,
And supply is increasing.
and supply has increased. So it is a basic economic supply-demand is the number one issue. But there's a lot of little issues around it.
I know. Yeah, of course,
Okay?
of course.
You know, there's more people, because prices were getting closer to $4 and cost of automobiles was still high.
Yeah.
Over the last few years, more people have moved to public transportation. Some people have moved toward more enhanced, more cost savings cars, fuel-wise. Some people have moved even more toward the electrics, which obviously impacts the overall demand, Jack.
I see.
So I jokingly say Santa Claus, but it's all of these factors that come together. I filled my car this morning just to come see you.
How much did you pay?
I paid $2.79 for premium fuel.
All right.
I think it was $2.59 for regular. Yeah.
I filled Saturday for $2.69 something.
Yeah.
For regular.
Could be.
And
Yeah.
then
Today?
No. Still Saturday. Upon my arrival back to LA. So, okay. Today, to my audience, today we're doing a little study about the gasoline price. As you may have well noticed that the price has been dropping dramatically, of course positively and dramatically, and we see that there might be a reason, some reasons behind. So to get to the reasons, I have my good friend Mr. Drexel Smith come on the show to talk about. Obviously, he has done quite, on top of his already rich experiences, done quite some studies and homework about it. And we'll keep digging after this short moment. When we come back, we'll find out what's happening now should have happened in the past. Why, instead of happening in the past, why it is happening right now. So stay with us.